Bore da, croeso I gwasanaeth yr wythnos. Good morning and welcome to this week's assembly.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the new term. I hope you all had a fantastic Easter holidays, had lots of fun, and I'm sure you ate lots of Easter eggs.
As it's a new term, we have a new value. And this term, our value is called Valiant. Being valiant is a posh word for being brave or having lots of courage. It can also mean trying something new, learning something new, being yourself and doing the right thing, especially when everyone around you is doing the wrong thing. Get ready to pause the assembly. Can you, in your class, now think of some examples of when you've been brave or shown courage? Pause the assembly and discuss these now. I am sure you were able to come up with lots of ideas, things like riding a bike for the first time, starting in a new school or a new class, or just learning something new for the first time.
So being valiant or being brave and showing courage is something that lots of us have probably done many times in the past. And today's story is just a reminder about why it's really important to show courage and be brave. Our story today is called The Little Tree.
In the middle of a little forest there lives a little tree who loves his life and the splendid leaves that keep him cool in the heat of the long summer days. Life is perfect, just the way it is. Autumn arrives, and with it the cool winds that ruffle Little Tree's leaves. One by one the other trees drop their leaves, facing the cold of winter head on. But not Little Tree. He hugs his leaves so tightly as he can. Year after year, Little Tree remains unchanged, his leaves having long since turned brown and withered. What would he be without them? Once there was a little tree filled with little leaves. The tree was surrounded by other little trees who had little leaves of their very own. In the heat of long summer days, Little Tree's leaves kept him cool. The squirrels would climb up on his branches to play. The mourning dove landed in him and sang her fluty song. The little tree was sure to grow up big and strong. Autumn arrived and cool winds filled the air. The wind tickled the little tree as it passed through his branches and ruffled his leaves. The air grew cold and the leaves on all of the trees changed colour, becoming yellow, red, and then orange. Then, one by one, the trees began to drop their leaves. But not Little Tree, he just hugged his leaves tight. "Hello, Little Tree," said a squirrel. "You're supposed to drop your leaves now." But Little Tree was unsure. What would he do without his leaves? Winter came. "What are you doing with leaves still on?" asked the deer. Little Tree just hugged his leaves tight again. Springtime arrived and the little forest burst into life again. The other trees grew bright new leaves. The squirrels played in their branches. Little Tree could hear the mourning dove singing her fluty song once again. The seasons continued to come and go. "Little Tree," quacked a duckling, "your leaves are brown. Are you feeling sick or ill?" A fox said, "Little Tree, it's autumn. It's time for you to drop your leaves. You can do it. Ready? 1, 2... But Little Tree just hugged his leaves tight. All around, the forest grew and grew taller, bigger, and stronger. But Little Tree stayed there weak and small, and one summer, Little Tree could no longer feel the sunlight. The squirrels played high above on the broad, tall trees. And the mourning dove sang so far away that Little Tree could hardly hear her fluty song. Autumn came again, and the leaves began to blanket and fall to the ground. Little Tree began to feel all alone and really small, and he looked up at the other trees, at their branches reaching high into the sky, and he remembered when the trees had all been his small size as well. Little Tree didn't want to feel small and on his own anymore. Get ready to pause the assembly. What do you think Little Tree did next? Little Tree decided to let go, and he let go of all of his brown old leaves. As his last leaf floated to the ground, for the first time, Little Tree felt the harsh cold of winter. At first, Little Tree was cold and a bit scared, but in time, something amazing happened. Once there was a little tree, but now there's a strong, courageous and brave tree.
So what is the main message that you should take from this week's story? Well, it is a bit scary sometimes to let go and try something new, and it makes us all feel a little bit worried, but actually, in the end, usually we feel better once we've done it, and it makes us more successful by having a go in the first place. So showing courage and being brave and being valiant is something that we all have to do in life if we're going to grow and be stronger, a bit like the tree in the story. Don't be afraid of it. Everyone's here to help everybody do it as well. So let's all try something new. Let's all try and be brave, courageous and be valiant this week in school so that we can be even more successful. Thanks for listening to today's story. Have a fab first day back in school, and I'll see you all around during the day. See you later. Bye.